Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to House of Horrors Movie Month. Now, today I'm going to review a action horror movie from 2006, and it says it's an American one. That's only because the director is Len Wiseman, and this is the second movie that I haven't reviewed yet. Underworld Evolution. Yeah, I saw this movie a couple months ago during the summer because I'd seen the first 30 minutes and I wanted to finish it off. And no, this is not a rant, actually. It's decent at the very least. Wiseman, as a director, he works because he gets some good shots in. He knows how to shoot action. Because if you've seen Live Free or Die Hard, you can tell that his heart was into that movie, and he had to make that PG-13. So while this is R, which it needs to be, because a movie like this could never be PG-13, because it would just be censored and be like Twilight. Basically, the synopsis is a short synopsis. In the film, Celine and Michael fight to protect the future of the Corvinus bloodline from its hidden past. That's basically the plot synopsis in a nutshell. Now, what did I think about this movie? I haven't seen the first one. I saw the first 10 minutes and I shut it off because it was just too long. And my favorite is the third one because it's a prequel. Celine is not the lead. Michael Sheen is a great freaking lead in that. It was very short. It was like 95 minutes, and it flowed much faster than the first movie. And all the other sequels after that were horrible. They can kiss my ass. Awakening and freaking Blood Wars, yeah. One was an unnecessary forced sequel without Scott Speedman, and then another one is just a shitty freaking dark ass movie that I can't see that has is nonsensical and just lost me. This one at least is sensical. The story flows very well for what it has to do. The opening was badass. I could say that right now. The opening where they're in the village and there's a lot of blood and gore and the vampires and the lichens are just going crazy. It's pretty awesome. I gotta say that. Because yeah, it says it starts in 2012. No, in 1202, an army led by three vampire elders, Marcus, Victor, and Amelia, arrive at the Lichen ravaged village. Yeah, and it says William is the most powerful werewolf. Despite Marcus's defiance, Victor orders that William be imprisoned in a secret location forever. Yeah, and then in present day, you see Celine and freaking Michael in a safe house, so they can confront the vampire regent Craven. Isn't that Bill Nye? Yeah, some of the cast I don't know. I know Kate Beckinsale, Scott Speedman, and Bill Nye. The rest of it, you have Tony Curran, Shane Brawley, Steve McIntosh, Derek Jacobi, and yeah, that's about it. So it's a good looking film. I can say that it's well shot. I like the locations. I love the gore. I think the lichens, the special effects are fine for the time. I mean, they were over 10 years ago. I can't really complain too much about the effects. The score is good, but there are problems with the movie, and you know it's coming, guys. I'm sorry, but since the first one, I've said it. I am not a fan of Kate Beckinsale as this lead. I find her character Celine to be boring. She talks like this all the time, and I have blue contacts, and I have no emotion. I'm like, she is just so dry, man. I'm sorry. What, you want an American actress or a Canadian one? It wouldn't bother me. I mean, it is an American made movie, yet it's done with a bunch of Brits as leads. Scott Speedman's American accent's all right. I don't hate it. I mean, I heard it in another movie as well. And I think it was in one of the crime dramas that I've seen this year. It wasn't Ronin, it was another movie. But yeah, he's fine in the movie. He's not the worst actor in the movie. Bill Nye plays a good villain. I like him as a lead, but yeah, Speedman. Let me see what else he's done. Yeah, Hammersmith, London, UK. Yeah, and I knew going into this movie that it has a British cast. I'm not gonna hold that against it, but I keep saying, yeah, Speedman at least was trying. Let's see, the Goosebumps, Kitchen, Dead Silence, Felicity Duet, Dark Blue. Yeah, the movie with Kurt Russell. He was in Dark Blue as a detective. Bobby Keogh. Yeah, he was fine in that. I thought his performance was good in that too. But so he should have been the lead. I don't need a female lead in leather that has the freaking the appeal sex appeal of a freaking dry desert And I'm sorry, if I want to see a sexy cat suit, I'll just see Catwoman in Batman Returns or The Dark Knight Rises, or I'll see the Avengers with Black Widow and Civil War and Infinity War and freaking Winter Soldier. I can see other better women. Even Evangeline Lilly and Ant Man and the Wasp. She's my ladybug. I love her. Beckinsale just does nothing for me, guys. I'm sorry. If I see the first movie, I'm going to say the same thing. It's a decent movie that has a shitty lead girl. I think she's boring. There's a reason she's not in the prequel, except at the very end where she's like narrating everything like she's Bella Swan. I talk like this. There's a reason she's never been in a Star Wars movie, guys. She's about as dry and as toast, just like Felicity Jones and you know what, and whoever else is in Solo and everything. These women just don't do it for me. They don't. I'm not gonna yell because I'm very tired. I got a flu shot, so I don't want to be on too long. But Beckinsale just doesn't do it for me at all. There's a reason why she was not in Live Free or Die Hard. Thank you, Len Wiseman, for not putting her in that movie. He put her in the Total Recall remake, and that bombed. Yeah, I wonder why that happened. But yeah, it's just I just think that he could cast somebody better. He's a good director that just gets stuck with this. That I don't know, just his taste in women is not for me. Just it's not. But the movie, yeah, is it perfect? No, it's definitely the only good sequel in the franchise because the third one's a prequel, so it doesn't count. It like I said, the action makes up for it. Like the gore and the special effects. The story is not the problem. It flows well. It's only an hour and 40 minutes. It's not 2 hours like the original and the freaking shitty sequels, which are like an hour and change. But it's just nonsensical, bad CGI and just action just for the sake of action. And I'm like, I need more than that. I need a story that's interesting. It got a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes, and in a way, I can't blame the critics. It's not that horrible. It's not a horrible sequel, just because it says it. Yeah, right here. Let me read what they said because it's not horrible. It says a visual and an oral assault on the senses. This vampire werewolf sequel makes a lot of noise and features a heavy-handed, over-convoluted story. It's not that over-convoluted. I've seen worse. I mean, I didn't. Oh, I also didn't care about the sex scene. I don't need a sex scene in my horror action movie. It's filler. Her and Scott Speedman are giving it to each other. You don't see much because Beckinsale's not going to show Bush. And just do they have chemistry? It depends on your point of view. This just does nothing for me, guys. I'm sorry. Pale as a ghost. I know Josh loves that, and he loves the accent. I don't. She's very very boring and monotone, and just but she's a vampire. She's supposed to be. See Interview with a Vampire. Brad Pitt in that movie and freaking Kirsten Dunst and Tom Cruise are not freaking. They're not zombies, guys. They're giving a performance of a lifetime. It's well acted. Here, she's just phoning it in, and it's like, where's my paycheck? I want to just cash it in so I could just do. I'm like, I like Scott Speedman a lot more. Sorry, it's the same problem I had with Snow and the Huntsman. I like the movie. Yeah, it has a lot of problems, but it's visually stunning. I like the two guys more than Kristen Stewart because she's just boring to look at, and just it's my taste. If I have a female lead that I don't like, you're gonna hear it from me. But the movie doesn't. It's not that bad, despite that. There's a lot of scenes without her where the guys are talking and there's atmosphere. It's shot very well. The opening is just like The Force Awakens, except it's better because it's R, so you can see gore and you can see things happening. The vampire language or whatever they were speaking, like halfway through the movie, I didn't care for that either because I'm like, I'm lazy. I don't want to read subtitles in my action films. And as a horror movie, is it scary? No, but there's some violence in the movie, so don't let your kids watch this. This is not Twilight. And yeah, does it have a lot of noise? Yeah, but I'd rather see it sit through this again than Transformers. Any of those movies with Michael Bay because they're too long, they're boring, and those have over convoluted plots. Worse than this. Those movies are horrendous. They're just painful to get through. This I like Marco Beltrami's score. I think it adds dimension to the film that it needed because I'm sorry, Beckinsale can't carry the franchise anymore. If they do a sixth movie, please just end it. This should have ended after the prequel. Ronna Mitchell was so awful in that. they killed her off halfway through because Michael Sheen, they knew he was the freaking team player in that movie. He was the star of that film. He's awesome in that, where he's kicking ass, just with the sword. That's pretty badass. This girl, I'm like, yeah, you're just Alice from the Resident Evil movies with a skin tight leather outfit, and you have no personality. Guess what, Hollywood? Let me say this up front. I want my women to have personality, be sexy, and be a badass. It's not very hard. Look at behind me. Those movies behind me had tons of freaking female badasses. That movie had a female badass in leather. That movie, well, episode three, not really, but you get what I mean. Spider-Man Homecoming. I actually like Zendaya in that. And the girl that played freaking Liz Allen. So yeah, make me care about the female lead. That's why I will never watch episode 9, because I hated the first one. I didn't see the second one. And when you have a lead with a freaking accent that I can't understand and they're talking like a freaking undead, it just does nothing for me. I don't hate this movie though. I think it's decent, but like I said, Sean, I'm sorry. The lead girl does nothing for me. If she had died in this movie and didn't recover, I would have been fine with it. I think there is a scene where I think her or Michael is dying, and yeah, and they have to bite him or something like that. Yeah, I remember there was a scene like that. I don't remember who it was. It's been fuzzy. I haven't seen the movie in like a month or two, so let me just check it again. Let's see here. Yeah, it says after the battle, Celine realized that Alexander's blood granted her hybrid abilities, including being immune to the effects of sunlight. Bullshit! You stole that from freaking Blade. Okay, Blade, way better. I like that franchise a lot more than this because to me there are no, there are no freaking god awful sequels. I like Trinity more than the freaking Underworld sequels past the third one. Just saying. Wesley Snipes is always a badass, no matter what. Yeah, it says it. Yeah, on Alexander's bidding, Celine drinks his blood, enhancing her physical strength and healing abilities to a level. Yeah, so she drinks the blood of the thing. Yeah, so she does it. So, but again, I don't care about this character. You know what you can do for me, Hollywood? If you do the sixth one, kill her off. Have some balls and kill off your female lead. It's not going to piss me off because let's face it, people hightailed after the prequel. The fourth one sucked. The fifth one sucked. And yeah, she wasn't the lead of the prequel to begin with. So yeah, people are tired. They want to see something new. Kill her off. Put a stake in her freaking heart and say, "Go fuck yourself, you worthless zombie." But anyway, the movie itself is decent. I'm not gonna love it saying, "Oh, I love this movie. I want to own it on Blu-ray." I can see it again with the commentary, see what Len Wiseman was, hear about the film, but I do not want to see freaking Kate Beckinsale in another franchise. Just no. Let her join all these other English crackers that just don't know how to act. Sorry, these female girls that they freaking ruin every franchise that they're in. Keira Knightley in Pirates. She ruined the third movie for me. I'm sorry. Freaking this girl in The Force Awakens. You took a Mary Sue character that was already gonna suck to begin with, and you put it in the hands of this thing. Enough said. Jin Urso, it could have been a man, could have been a woman, doesn't matter. But you have a freaking block of wood with beaver teeth and freaking dead eyes that does nothing. And that does nothing for me. Not a sexy bone in her body. Then in Solo, you have two Brits. Not interested. Well, three if you count the robot. Why, Hollywood? Why did you do this for the last 20 years? Do you think I'm attracted to that? I'm not. But this movie, I'm not going to hold it against it. It still has some good things in it. I can say that more than freaking Awakening and Blood Wars because those had nothing. Those were just noise. They were background noise. It's a flawed sequel, but it's still entertaining in some parts. And if you mute it, hey, watching Kate Beckinsale shooting is not as bad as when she's talking. When she's talking, it hurts. I'm like, oh God, will you just do something and stop talking? Not every female lead needs to be a talky, chatty person or thing. But anyway, it's perfect for Halloween because if you guys want to watch a mindless, fun, I guess decent, action horror film that's not Resident Evil, At least this is better edited than the last Resident Evil movie. I can easily say that. They don't shake the camera. Len Wiseman keeps the camera steady. You can see every shot. It's got good gore, good action, good violence, and the story's passable. That's all I can ask for. Even if your main character sucks, if the story's interesting, I can still go. So it gets a pass for that for a few things because of what Len Wiseman did right. Once he left the franchise, yeah, it was fucked in the A, and that's all I can say about this. But yeah, it's decent. It's not horrible. I don't hate this movie. It's just like Snow and the Huntsman, but with vampires and werewolves. It's a lot better than the first four Twilight movies. Those are boring and they're overlong and they just have nothing. The romance falls on its face, and at least the CG is a little better here than in uh in the first Twilight. I can at least say that. And it's not gay sparkling bullshit. It's your hardcore bloodthirsty vampires that will suck your blood out of your neck and let it flow like a river. That is always welcome for me. But anyway, while this is no Lost Boys or From Dusk Till Dawn, it's still passable to me. So an opinion from an American guy that grew up watching the original Dracula and from 1931 and other vampire movies. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.